Hello friends, it's Christmas time, Christmas time, Christmas time.
I love snowmen and turtle doves in tubes. Holly, ivy, mistletoe can take away my blues. Kris Kringle and his reindeer friends, they endlessly amuse. But the best part of the holidays is sugar and booze. I love mittens and skating on the ice, but I glide right through December mixing naughty with that nice. So pour a nip into that nog and let it light your fuse, because the best part of the holidays is sugar and booze.
Hi, here we are back again during the Yuletide. I'm very excited for what we have going on today. I have put together a little list of my 12 drinks of Christmas, and I'm gonna share them with you today. It's gonna be great, it's gonna be great. So before we get started, I just invite you to like the video if you like it by the end, if you stay till the end, and subscribe to the channel. You know, put on that little bell so you know when we post new videos, all of those YouTubey things. So we got our Christmas sweater on. See, I have a little collection. Been busting them out for the season. So that's the first thing that you'll need. Just kidding, optional. And yeah, so I like I said, 12 drinks of Christmas. All but 3 are alcoholic. I have a few at the end, non-alcoholic, cozy fun things. But I think that they're all fun and incorporate some sort of element of the spirit of Christmas or whatever. And I think there's a little something for everybody. So let's just get into it. Okay, first up we have a candy cane martini. Super pepperminty, so super fresh, but will also give you that little fiery tingle from your vodka of choice. I have Cat Head here, one of my favorites, and then Wheatley as well. I think I'm gonna use the Wheatley for this one, but you know, use whatever you want. So all you're gonna need to do is have some crushed up candy canes. I have them right here. And then another plate for your simple syrup, because we're gonna do a fun little rim. And then I made some syrup, some candy cane syrup to go into this little cocktail. It's just equal parts sugar and then melted down candy cane and some peppermint extract. So pretty simple. And we're just gonna use ice beyond that, and it's gonna be a stirred situation, not shaken. So really easy. Let's do it. And there we have it. So fun. It's a smaller situation, definitely a smaller kind of pour, but it's 2 shots of vodka. I didn't want to add any sweet vermouth or anything like that. Already enough with the candy cane syrup, but I just wish, it just smells like wintry heaven. I wish that y'all could be here with me, having this with me. Oh well, more for me. This is just delightful. So good. That candy cane rim, okay. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, next up we have a gingerbread mule. Now, this one I think could be my favorite of the bunch, but we will see. It is a little spicier, a little more fun than your typical mule. I've made, again, a little syrup, a gingerbread syrup. It's literally equal parts molasses and water, and then all of your ginger spices. So in gingerbread spices, allspice, cinnamon, nutmeg, clove, like all kinds of things, anything you want. More ginger, obviously. And then you just melt it down, and we're gonna put some of this in here too. And I know you normally use your typical like copper mug for mules, which is super festive, but I have this really fun sort of gold brassy stemless wine glass, and I think that that'll be just, you know, a little extra. So let's get it started. For this, I'm gonna be using an ounce of Makers. You can use whatever, bourbon, whiskey, whatever you want. But it's the holidays, so why not Makers? And then you're gonna do half an ounce of Fireball. Woo, fun. And then I'm gonna use the cat head this time, an ounce of vodka, and then we'll top it all off with ginger beer and do like half an ounce of this little syrup. Yeah, and then do some fun garnishes. So let's do it. Here it is. Here we go. This is so good. This is a tough one to beat. A tough one to beat. It is just everything you would think a Christmas cocktail should be. I'm very excited about this. We could stop here, honestly, but I'll keep going. Okay, next we're gonna twist up a little vodka cranberry spritzer. It's not that much of a twist. All you're gonna do is grab a little tall glass like this, fill it up with some ice, and then do 1 ounce of vodka, 4 ounces of cranberry juice, half an ounce of lemon syrup, which you guessed it, equal parts sugar, equal parts water, and then for this tiny little bit, I did half a cup of lemon juice, super lemony. And then we're gonna stir all that up, top it off with some club soda, and then some frozen cranberries, and maybe a little mint to garnish. So, again, let's do it. Okay. Very, very good. This is Jay's favorite. Cranberry juice is his favorite thing of all time. 100% cranberry juice, not cocktail. But I mean, it's just refreshing and somehow also very cozy, even though it's cold and there's no like spice or anything to it. It's just got a nice little zip. I also love how the cranberries, I don't know if y'all can see them or if you could see them before, but I love how the cranberries just sort of frost over and they look like they've just been touched by a little bit of snow. Very, very cute. All around, very nice drink. Next, classic old fashioned. I'm bringing out the makers again. 2 ounces of this, 3 dashes of bitters, an orange twist, a bar spoon of simple syrup. I think that I'm gonna reuse the lemon simple syrup just for a little fun. And then garnish it with whatever you want. In addition to that, if you wanna give it a little extra something, I think the orange looks just fine, but you know, maybe I'll throw a little rosemary or something in there. I don't know, we'll see. Let's do it. Now, normally I would have a nice, a big, just solid cube of ice in here, but I forgot to freeze that. So, all of you old-fashioned enthusiasts out there, Matthew Armstrong, if you ever see this, I'm talking about you. Don't judge me, because I still think this is gonna be amazing. And I was right. The lemon simple syrup just gives it a little extra for the holiday. On to the next. Okay, breaking out a little glass another spritzer, but this time it's gonna be a lemon gin spritzer with a rosemary syrup that I made. Again, all the syrups, y'all, every one of them, is just a base of a regular simple syrup infused with some kind of herb or spice or something. So simple syrup infused with rosemary, and it's delicious. And so we're gonna do 2 ounces of gin, Hayman's Old Tom gin, which I consider to be the best gin ever. Prove me wrong. But I think it's amazing. I could drink it straight. Very, very good. About an ounce of lemon, obviously ice, half an ounce of the rosemary syrup, and then we're gonna top it with club soda, give it a stir, garnish it with rosemary and a little lemon twist. It's gonna be great. Just the rosemary syrup on its own is so aromatic and just, but it doesn't like hit you in the face or anything. It just smells so delicious. And then with this lemon, oh, golly. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Y'all, this is so delicious. This might trump the Gingerbread Mule for me. It's just so simple and just so nice on the palate. I really love it. I could drink this all year round. And maybe I will. Cheers to that. On to the next. This one here is dedicated to my girl, Troy. I don't know why I'm bowing, but hello to you, friend, if you're watching. I'm making her favorite cocktail, which is a mojito. So, I know I've been using kind of nice liquors here. They're not super fancy by any means, but you know, decent. But I feel like just for funsies, we'll be just like, trashy adjacent and use Malibu for the rum situation. So I have Malibu here. Just any white rum will do. And then obviously mint, club soda, lime. I'll muddle the lime and the mint together and then put ice over that. And for my little twist, I'm gonna do you guessed it, another syrup. But this is a cardamom simple syrup. So it'll give it a nice, warm, spicy, sweet sort of thing going on. And then I'll pour over my 2 ounces of rum and club soda, stir it all together, and maybe garnish it with some more frozen cranberries. I'll bring those back just for that nice red and green Christmassy thing. So let's get to it. Cheers. It's just so good. I know I'm saying that about every one of them, but it really just is a treat. This is just the perfect amount of sweetness, and that cardamom gives it a little extra something where you're almost kind of guessing like, ooh, at the end. And then just looks super fun. Like I said, the red and the green. It's a Christmas hit. Refreshing. Just great. Mojito's not really what you would think of in terms of Christmas cocktails, but I think it's quite fun. You know, minty, all of that. Moving on. Now onto one of my personal faves, a French 75, but we're doing it with muddled pomegranate, and I'm bringing back that lemon simple syrup again. So I'm gonna do an ounce of gin, muddled with the pomegranate, and then I'll strain that into a champagne glass, and then do half an ounce of the lemon simple syrup and top it off with some gin, and then garnish it with not frozen cranberries, but some of these dark red cherries, which is very exciting. Here we go. So beautiful, so festive, such a pretty color. I'm excited. I'm just gonna move this out of my way. Yeah, the pomegranate does something else to it. It's very good. Woo! I mean, you'll want to be careful with these. That's a showstopper. Real fun. I mean, if you're looking to be like a little fancy but not over the top, this is it. This is the one. And don't you just, I didn't say this before, but don't you just love these tiny little champagne bottles? They're the best. Especially for things like this, or if you're just alone and you don't want to waste a whole bottle of champagne, but you don't have anything to cork it, whatever. Tiny champagne. Perfect. Very delicious. Love it all around. Next. This one I have been waiting for. The reason why I did not freeze regular ice cubes is because I froze cranberry juice ice cubes. I'm gonna be putting this, just dropping this into a glass, and then just throwing a couple of shots of tequila over that, and then I'm gonna do a charred orange slice to garnish it. What else could you need, honestly? Let's do it. Simple, simple, simple. This orange slice smells incredible. And as that cranberry just melts, it's just gonna get better and better and better. But it's just fun looking, a fun color. The orange slice looks pretty freaking cool. And kind of I think a crowd pleaser. I mean, when are we ever gonna be pleased in crowds ever again? But that's a different story. But the charred orange slice is something you could do ahead of time too, so you don't have smoke coming off it like me. But if you wanted to have smoke coming off it, cool, that's fine. And obviously the ice cubes are something you'd have to do ahead of time. But very simple, super fresh. I literally I have a gas stove, so I just took the orange slice, cut it beforehand, and then just tossed it over the fire with some tongs until it was nice and charred around the edge. You can take the peel off if you want. I wanted to leave it on. I think it looks cool that way. And then just like squeeze it every now and then, or just drop it in there all together, whatever you want to do. But I think this is pretty good. Next, last of the boozy drinks before we move on to the non-alcoholic. I have here one of my favorite things to drink during the season, a spiced rum cider. Just so good, so flavorful, so cozy. Something, again, if you're gathering safely with your select little pod of loved ones, is something that you can make a bunch of, and it can just go around for the whole evening. So I'm gonna use this Bayou spiced rum. It's my absolute fave, and very, very local. They do a really good white rum too, but obviously for this one, spiced rum. So it's literally just an ounce of this and then a cup of cider. You can buy cider and heat it up, or I like to make mine. I just use unfiltered apple juice and then a bunch of spices. Normally whole spices if I'm letting it sit for the whole day and sort of just do its thing. But if I'm in a hurry, I will use ground spices. So I just use cinnamon, ginger, allspice, clove, nutmeg, and I think that's it. Pretty sure that's it. A bunch of different spices with unfiltered apple juice is all. So yeah, we'll do an ounce of this and then a cup of cider, and then maybe garnish it with a little cinnamon stick. Yay. Just so comforting. Just another Christmas in a cup is what it truly is. Hot, hot, hot. Just warms all of your insides. I feel like you could drink this if you are sick too, especially since it's unfiltered apple juice. Applesauce and unfiltered apple juice is really good for your gut. And then all of these spices, I feel like this could cure any sickness. Maybe not any sickness, but some of them. So good. So, so good. Another one you could just make a big batch of, like I said before. And I don't know who wouldn't love this. People who don't like smiling maybe, or like, I don't know, think Christmas music is the worst or something. I don't know. I just don't know who wouldn't want to cozy up with a cup of this. I don't want to be friends with that person, is what it comes down to. Anyway, that's all the boozy drinks. And it's been a good time. But now we're gonna move on to some other little non-alcoholic, fun, cozy little drinks. Now, what is Christmas without cocoa? Nothing. A farce. Pointless. Okay? What we have here is my recipe for a spiced, kind of spicy, super chocolatey rich cocoa. I start by either in a double boiler or just in a pot. If you're doing it straight in the pot, you're gonna have to watch it to make sure the chocolate doesn't burn. But I melt down chocolate. I like to use dark chocolate. And then once all that's melted, I whisk in a chocolate milk. So we don't drink cow's milk, so I use chocolate oat milk, which is so delicious. Even if you do drink cow's milk, chocolate oat milk is so delicious that I just recommend you using it anyway. So I whisk in that until it's all incorporated, the chocolate and the chocolate milk. And then I put a dash, the teeniest bit of cayenne. I think it just brings it out. Like I said, kicks up that spice just a little bit. It's not gonna feel hot when you're drinking it, like spicy hot, but it is gonna bring a little extra warmth and bring out the flavors of that chocolate a little bit more. If you have kids that you're making it for, you may wanna leave it out, but it's just a teeny tiny bit, so it shouldn't be a problem. But like I said, just in case, use your discretion. And then I add just nutmeg and cinnamon. Quite a lot of it because I want it to be really, really spicy. But those are the only two spices that I add. So I think it's absolutely delicious. And then I might garnish it with some marshmallows, or we love the Whole Foods oat whipped cream, like that comes in a can. So good. But today I think I'm just gonna do marshmallows. So let's pour it up. Got it all dressed up in my favorite Christmas mug, and it just smells divine. It's so good. The other thing that I love, depending on what type of oat milk that you're using, you know, this will vary, but the other thing that I love about using oat milk is that there's not a bunch of like added sugar. There's a nice natural sweetness that comes from it, but there's nothing added to it other than just what comes from the chocolate. And then that dark chocolate gives it just a much better richness, so it's not like too sugary sweet. And then yeah, the warmth of that cayenne and then the spices coming together, it's just so yummy. I've been making this almost non-stop since December began. Cocoa's one of the things that I hold off on until it gets really cold. And we've been lucky enough to have some, you know, pretty cool days in December here in Louisiana. So we've been really enjoying this recipe. And I hope you do too. Next, I'm gonna do a little iced turmeric honey chai. I think it's absolutely delicious and super easy. All it is just a black tea. I put all this on the stove in some water. So I do a black tea, star anise or anise, whatever you say from wherever you're from, a cinnamon stick, clove, cardamom, ginger, and sometimes I'll do some peppercorns in there if I want to add a little extra something. And then obviously some turmeric, and it makes it nice and pretty and golden and what you see here. And then I'm just gonna pour that over some ice and then top it with a little bit of milk, and we'll get a nice golden color. Exciting. Let's do it. I just let that little piece of star anise that dropped on the top stay there because it looks so pretty. But look how nice and golden. You can do this hot as well. I just wanted to do it iced because who doesn't love an iced chai, am I right? But yeah, it smells incredible. Oh, and look at that, it tastes incredible too. Imagine. Love it. Okay people, last one. Spiced brown sugar cold brew. And I'm bringing back the syrups. Again, instead of like your regular granulated sugar or sugar in the raw, I used equal parts brown sugar and water, and then every spice you can think of, along with half a teaspoon of vanilla, just to give it a little extra something. So we're gonna do half an ounce of this. I'm also bringing back fun ice cubes. For our milk is frozen oat milk into little balls. I think it's really fun. And another thing, as it melts, it's just gonna become more and more tasty. So we'll put the ice cubes in, pour the cold brew over, pour in that half an ounce of our spiced brown sugar syrup, and then enjoy. Here we go. Put a full ounce of that spiced brown sugar syrup because it just smelled so good and I wanted more. And I use this chameleon cold brew, but you can obviously use whatever you want. I would normally make cold brew, but obviously did it this time just for the sake of convenience. But yeah, do whatever you want. Let's try it out. That spiced brown sugar is delicious. And I just love the fact that as it melts, it's gonna get even more milky and delicious. And I think these little round balls of milk are very, very cute. And yeah, another success, I'd say. The end. Thanks for joining me, y'all. I am by no means a bartender. I am a barista, but other than that, I just like making up things. And that's what I did here. I took a few classics and did some twists, and you know, not all of it was so groundbreaking, but it was a lot of fun, and I'm glad you watched it if you made it to the end. Again, just remember to like the video if you liked it, and subscribe to the channel, leave a little comment, whatever you want, do whatever you want, just be nice. Thank you. I hope that you have a happy holidays, and can't wait to see what else we get into in the new year. Okay, bye.